Want more 6HL? Give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. As well, you can join us every time we go live for one of our streams on the official 6HL Twitch channel. The following is a presentation of the 6HL powered by Sports Gamer and the 6HL media team.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Season 15 6HL Owner Review. I am your host, as always, TJchalkboard, coming to you live from the basement of the Legion of Doom headquarters right here in Newmarket, Ontario, Canada. It's good to be back. It's good to be back in the driver's seat. It's good to be back with all of you. And I want to get some woos in the chat. I see Zirkle in the chat. I see LeBig in the chat. I see Red Wing in the chat. Busted Dimes Gaming, as always, in the chat. Slay God, hello. Make sure, if you haven't already, give us a follow. We love them follows. We love them follows. JT, look at that. He's here. He's made an appearance. Hopefully he'll be making his way back into the league. As I said, tonight is the Season 15 owner reveal. We will unveil to you guys who the teams will be for season number 15, as well as who will be owning those teams, give you a little bit of background on them, at least what we have. I'm going to bring in my guest as I pose this question along the way. It's interesting, the owners that we have for this brand new season. There, Dano. 6HL admin, 6HL senior admin, but it's also, I think, a bit of a story in terms of the names that aren't coming back for ownership this season.
Yeah, for sure. Looking at the list so far, there's only 3 returning owners, which is kind of surprising. I think the one big person I'm kind of, he's been helping JT manage. He's managed before, but Llama, he's a guy to look out for sure.
Giving it away already. Giving it away. We haven't even announced him yet, and you're giving away a name.
I'm excited, man.
Dude, I just wanted to talk about the names we weren't going to see on the list, like JT, right? Him showing up in the chat is exactly what made me think about it. It's great to see you, JT. Tell Llama I say hello. I'm sure you guys are playing right now. Sniper, giving me a woo! Let's go, boys! Woo! All right, we're going to have some fun. My sexy Llama from Incomparable. We also got You're Cool in the chat. Dano wearing a bunch of losing a It sucks to be a Chicago. You know what, dude? You can't say that. Definitely.
No, he's right.
No, definitely some things looking on the up, though, for the Chicago Blackhawks, right? Definitely... they're
maybe
not going to be a top team, obviously, but they have certainly been doing better, I think, than what the preseason expectations were. Connor Bedard is exactly as advertised. That kid has been a whole lot of fun to watch. That's got to feel great for you as a Chicago fan.
Oh yeah, dude, it's kind of a breath of a fresh air to have someone as talented as him on the team. Yeah. 'Cause I'm really just excited to watch him grow as a player and see who they can bring in and build around him. It's going to be fun once they have the right pieces.
Yeah. Oh, well, 100%. And actually, as we were going along here, Red Wing in the chat saying DeBrincat is fun to watch. It's funny because myself and Busted Dimes were live last night after the Havoc tournament. And we were just shooting it back and forth, online. We were talking about it, and that's one of the guys that I brought up right now. Detroit's doing a whole lot better. It's only October. I'm not saying that, Detroit's a team to watch for going deep, but definitely they're a team that has been a lot of fun to watch, and DeBrincat especially. He's just been an absolute terror on both sides of the puck, and that's been a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I've been hearing some, news He's been blowing it up so far.
Yeah.
So that's good to see him flourish on Detroit. I think they're kind of towards the end of their rebuild. They're definitely a playoff caliber team in my opinion. So it's going to be fun watching them compete this season.
Yeah.
Because if they play their card rights and they at the deadline they make some key moves, I think they could go far in the playoffs this season.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see what happens come the trade deadline. NHL trade deadline is a long ways off. We're only in October, but trade deadline this year with a lot of guys who are in contract years, this could be an interesting trade deadline. But without further ado, let's get to what you guys have been waiting for. Here we go, everybody. It is the season 15 6HL. Oh, this one here. This is the one that I wanted. It is the owner review. So, as we go through it, I'll go through the East and you can go through the West. So for the Eastern Conference this season, it'll be the Philadelphia Flyers, the Washington Capitals, New York Rangers, Pittsburgh Penguins, the Buffalo Sabres, and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And then in the West, we have in the Central Division the Winnipeg Jets, Chicago Blackhawks. In the Pacific Division, the Oilers, the Ducks, the Knights, and the Kraken.
Yeah. That was one that I was two actually that I was I laughed when I saw them, right? Because Anaheim, nobody's taken Anaheim in the longest time, right? Just because, well, it's Anaheim. But Kraken, right? Nobody's wanted to take Seattle because of the Seattle curse, right? But one guy decided to step up to the plate and take Seattle for season number 15, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does with it. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Why is it not? Oh, there we go. Thank you very much. All right, so for your first team, it is the Buffalo Sabres. Owner, Panda. So, this guy has only been around, I think, since season 14, as a member of the 6AHL. In season 14, he actually took over LA. He's been a member since season 13. In season 14, he took over LA after some stuff happened over there and they needed new management. Was a great guy stepping up to the plate and taking over there. This guy's a phenomenal defender. Looking at the EA stats right now, 20 games played, he's got 7 goals, 10 assists, +2. Again, those EASHL stats, you don't always want to go by them, right? It's the sample size itself is hard, right? Because are you playing 3s? Are you playing 6s? But still not a bad stat line for a guy who's only played 20 games, majority of those as a defender.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm actually really excited to see what he can do. Fresh start. Building his team from the draft. Coming in, taking over a team after the draft. That's hard. You don't know what morale is like. The fact that they were able to, bounce back. I think did they make the playoffs? I forget. I don't know.
Buffalo last season?
No, LA.
No. LA.
No.
LA and Chicago.
They didn't make the playoffs,
no.
But they made a big push.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to see what he can do. Right, fresh start. Draft to end the season. I think he's gonna have a.
Did you guys?
No.
No, LA did. That's right. You guys pulled it right at the end.
Oh yeah, that's right. Didn't they get some upset?
Yeah. Was it there? Was it they? Oh my God, I'm having trouble remembering now because I think it was them that. No, that was season 13. It was LA that.
That was Minnesota.
Yeah. That. Yeah, put the hurt.
That upset Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas. That. Oh my God, that was a fun one to watch. To call. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. No, so to Panda again, congratulations, taking over Buffalo again. This is one of those ones where this is a different feeling. Right, because normally when we're announcing Buffalo, right, it's JT,
yeah.
Right? So
yeah, it's kind of weird.
So Panda, you definitely got some big shoes to fill, and we're looking forward to seeing what you can do. It's going to be a great season for Buffalo. Moving on. Team number 2, the Toronto Maple Leafs and their owner, LeBig. LeBig, now I know this guy. I know this guy. For those of you who don't know, gentleman was a PlayStation player like myself, has finally come over to Xbox. So he'll be owning the Toronto Maple Leafs. I've known this guy for a long time. I've played with this guy quite a bit. He's managed in a bunch of other leagues over on the PlayStation side. I know that, so there is a whole lot of management experience there. Great guy, easy to talk to, really chill, really laid back, a lot francophone, a lot in that kind of frish manner, right? Very, very chill, very laid back, easygoing guy. A lot of fun to play with too. So for him, as I said, he will be brand new to ownership in the 6HL. He is a center left wing. So far, EASHL wise, 139 games, has 53 goals, 138 assists. Not too bad.
Not bad. I don't know too much on this guy, but it's just exciting to see some new faces and see what they can bring. So I'm looking forward to what LeBig can do this season.
Yeah, I think the hurt not the hurt, but I think the only setback I could see there is him not quite knowing as many guys, especially like within the overall Xbox community. But that's where the management comes into play, and if he can build himself a solid management team, I think LeBig has a pretty good chance to take the Maple Leafs to the playoffs for sure.
So we expect big things from LeBig. Is what you're saying here, Chalk.
Expect big things, indeed. Indeed, expect the big. As we move on, it is the New York Rangers and Snamit 47. This guy, I love playing with this guy. There's those certain guys that, as a defender, when you're playing with somebody, you either really like playing with them or you really don't like playing with them because your styles kind of clash. Snamit has been one of those guys that anytime I get a chance to play with him, I love playing with him. This guy is a solid defenseman. He's been a member of the 6HL since season number 9. This defender goalie, on the EASHL stats, that is like 93 games played. I think it was 42 goals, 106 assists, only 84 penalty minutes, and over 200 hits. He's doing all right.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, he was part of the Nashville team in season 13, but he took season 14 off. I don't know how much you know about Snamit.
Yeah, I've never heard of this guy, but the one thing I know is, are we like forgetting about something? Usually Frisch is taking the Rangers. What's going on with that?
Well, I was going to bring that up too, right? Like this is just another one of those teams where normally, when we're calling the New York Rangers, it's Frisch Mania, right? So again, another guy who's coming in, a great defenseman. I know he's also managing in one of the other leagues, I believe. Yeah, Red Wing is saying it in the chat. He's got Medicine Hat over in another league. So again, big shoes to fill, but this is a guy that can, I think, definitely get it done.
Gotcha. So another big year. You expect big things out of Snamit.
100%, right? Like this is a guy, like he's a solid defender. A lot of guys know him. A lot of guys are going to want to play for him. And I think from already managing, seeing guys this season, right? I think it's going to give him that little bit of an edge there. I think he's going to build a pretty solid team. I think New York, once again, is going to be one of those teams you're going to have to watch out for long term.
Yeah, and it looks like in the chat he's got a little fan base, so good to see that. People are this is a good selection here.
Yeah, like I said, great guy to play with, solid defender. As we move on, it's a returning owner. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philadelphia Flyers, it's Blackened Warcage. This guy, let me tell you a little something about this guy. This guy is like the biggest Philadelphia fan. We like to we like to razz each other because he's a Philly fan. I'm a Bruins fan, so we give it to each other a little bit here and there. Like I say, the only thing worse than being a Philly fan, or a Philly fan, is being a Pittsburgh fan. Yinzer. But yeah. Again, this is a guy that has been around the league for a long time. He is a returning owner. In season 14 through 33 games played, he had 45 goals, 23 assists, 68 points for a +9. Currently on the EASHL stats, 150 games, he has 163 goals, 212 assists, +56. +56, buddy. He's definitely picking the right guys to play with.
Yeah. He definitely is. I think he plays with that You're Cool guy.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, that guy. You're cool.
I mean, if you gotta play with You're Cool, that's impressive numbers right there.
Yeah, definitely. I see You're Cool in the chat saying that he carries him. So, and Chowda. Playing with Chowda. Yes, he is. So one of the things, being that this is, again, returning owner, you're likely going to have a very similar, if not the same, management group. I know last season one of the big things for Black and Warcage was all about getting out of the first round. And they came super, super close, put up one hell of a... that was probably one of my favorite series to cover. But, again, fell short first round. So I think
they didn't make it out.
No. So I think this time around, Philadelphia is definitely going to be looking to end this first round drought. Kind of like the Leafs. They got to get over the hump.
Well, we know what happened to the Leafs when they got to the second round. They were non-existent.
Or was Florida just that good? Right?
Who knows?
Right? You don't know.
I mean, Florida eventually ran out of gas.
Yeah. 100%. And against the Vegas team like that, where like every guy was putting in every night. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. But yes, Black and Warcage will be the owner of the Philadelphia Flyers for season 15. And again, I returning owner, great call, great guy, a lot of fun to play with. This is a great pick. Great pick.
Yeah, great resume.
100%. Moving on. Like I said, the only thing worse than being a Flyers fan is being a Penguins fan. And this guy's the Penguins owner. It is Fabry. Going to be taking ownership of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Longtime member, this goalie center was with Chicago in season 14. I believe he was part of the management team with Busta. Correct?
Yeah, I believe he was the GM. He was the GM.
Yeah. So he had 20 points in 15 games. He'll be looking, I think, to return to his season 13 goalie stats if he's playing goal, where he had an .806 save percentage, 2.78 goals against in 23 games in season 13. If he's going back to the goalie, which it kind of looks like, that's what he's planning on doing. The EASHL stats are still solid on the forward play, right? 60 games, he has 66 goals, 57 assists, and a +28. So, Fabry, I think, is going to be looking to do some damage. Be interesting to see the management team that he puts together. But again, I think a great pick. Good guy, known by the community, and I think this could well be a team. Again, hard to say without the management team there, but this could be fun to watch.
Yeah, no doubt. I know they didn't have a very successful season 14 in the Blackhawks, so hopefully he can come in and shake things up and maybe bring a cup home to Pittsburgh.
Could you imagine if he could do it, but the other guy couldn't? As we
do we want to even say who the other guy was?
Not gonna say it. I'll be bringing that up later. As we oh wait, I went backwards. Why did I go backwards? That's not the way that this was supposed to go. As we're moving along, we move to the final team over in the Eastern Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate your owner for the Washington Capitals. It's Z Clemsey. Another longtime 6HL member, And if you're a forward, probably one of your least favorite defensemen to go against.
Oh yeah, dude.
This guy is absolutely stellar. Again, guy that every time I get the chance to play with him, do enjoy playing with him. During season 14 with Las Vegas in 35 games played, he had 12 goals, 49 assists for 61 points, and a plus 13, along with 310 hits, of course, right? What Clemsy brings, you already brought up the other name, so I guess I can do the quick comparison, right? What he brings is something that you see from Angelic Lama as well, right? In terms of that real offensive defense, solid breakouts. When he moves with the puck, that centerman knows to cover that defensive position and just let him go, because he can move it. He will move it. Like I said, right? For a defenseman in 35 games, to put up 61 points, obviously you're doing it right. You're doing it right defensively and offensively, especially when you're keeping your plus minus up that high. This guy can build a seriously scary team. He is a seriously scary defenseman. I think Washington is one of those teams. Again, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting in the East.
Yeah, dude. Big name. I believe he was the season 13 Norris winner.
Yeah.
So he's got that on his resume. So this is going to be a team to look out for. They're going to come in and they're going to come in hot. So all the other owners better be looking out for this team, because he's going to build a team that can compete.
Yeah, 100%. And Frisch in the chat saying Clemsy's a freaking beauty. Yeah, 100%. Absolute beauts. Absolute beauts. Wheeler looking like every team making it to the playoffs. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm getting to is that, yeah, like with new ownership, with everything else, right? It's hard to say. Like, take a look at the guys that we've called out so far. This is only 6. But these are quality players, guys that are going, other guys want to play with. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, for me, the big thing will be seeing what the management teams end up looking like, right? That's really going to give you, until we see that, we won't 100% know. But again, Clemsy, the kind of guy, a lot of guys are going to want to play for him. A lot of guys are going to want to manage with him, right? This is I think, again, right, just a guy that could really be the big show and be the big shot in the East this season.
I'm calling it now. East is taking home the cup.
All right. Dude, we haven't even made it to the draft yet. Let's get past the draft, and then you can call it.
We gotta shake things up here, Chalk. Okay, we've been quiet long enough. Okay.
Hot take. Oh boy. All right. It is time. We're gonna move it on. Let me flip my page here. Like you can see, I got all my handwritten notes. So as we move along,
Chalk came prepared.
Yes, Chalk did come prepared.
I'm winging it.
Handwritten notes. Colbin, what's up, TJ? You beauty. Beard's looking fierce. Yes, it is. The beard is always fierce. As I was telling Busta last night. A little while back, I trimmed the beard right down, which is why it isn't as long as it was. But I cut down the middle and trimmed up the sides, and I went with a Hugh Jackman Wolverine, just the mutton chops. And there were days where I was digging it, and other days where I was like, I look like an idiot, so I'm gonna grow the beard back. And this is where we've gotten to so far. If you're looking to sign up, if one of the admins, or if you there in the chat, Dano, if you type in !Discord, that'll give you the Discord link, and you can sign up. Make sure you sign up for 6HL Season 15. We're about to move on to the Western Conference. Season 15, 6HL. And another returning owner. It's the man, the myth, the legend, apparently a compulsive masturbator. I don't know, but it is Busta Dimes.
Next, we can skip this guy. Enough said. Everyone knows him. Everyone who knows Busta Dimes. No, I'm just kidding. All love Busta. All love.
If you know Busta, you know Busta. Busted Dimes is a returning owner and a returning owner to Chicago. He did own Chicago last season. We'll definitely be looking to have a much better season this season than last, if we're, honest about the way that things went. There was a lot of struggle. He'll definitely be looking for a bounce back season, but definitely has the opportunity there. So far on his EASHL stats, through 86 games, he has 18 goals, 68 assists. And like 280 something hits. His defensive skills, getting to play with him, watching him, through the tournament while that was going on yesterday. The defensive skills are there. I think because this NHL 24 is a little bit slower than 23, I think it serves his style of play better. Be interesting to see the management team that he puts together as well. What he chooses to do in the draft this season.
Yeah, I think he's going to come in with a vengeance. I think he wants to have a better season, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to come in and he's going to come prepared.
Yes.
But it all depends on who he brings on board for management.
Yeah.
If they all have the right mindset, and the same goals, then, they can go far.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And, again, I hope he has a good management team that will allow him to give us some time over here in media. You hear me, Busta? Need a little bit of your time in media, if you don't mind. If you can give us just a little bit here and there, I'd appreciate it. I know the community would appreciate it. Come on, chat. Don't you love it when Busta's out here with us? Don't you?
We do love some Busta.
Don't you love you some Busted Dimes? Some back and forth.
I love me some Busted Dimes.
When
I don't know about you, Chalk.
Yeah, I love me some Busted Dimes. I love that back and forth, banter. The back and forth banter with me and Busta. So let's go.
No, I like it. I think you should, from now on, you should say Banta. That should be.
Freshmania in chat. Just a note, Freshmania
just
is
some good old classic
teams.
Banta.
Just a note, Freshmania is terrible for teams who want to win at Busted.
That's not true. Frisch, come on. We all know that's not true.
What season? This is like season 11 all over again in New Jersey. Anyway, moving on. Little bit of an inside joke. If you've been around for a while and you know. I believe it was season 11. Correct me if I'm wrong, Frisch, but that was season 11, wasn't it? I think so. Ooh.
I think it was season 10.
Is your cool? Oh, sorry, your
season
cool.
9. It was one of those 3 seasons.
Yeah, you know what? I think you might be right. I think it may have been season. It was season 10. Season 10. I was one season up.
See, I said 3 seasons, and I was right.
Yeah. It was right in that general area. Way to go. Yeah, and you're cool in there. Is Dano hinting at being GM? Do you want to announce anything yet?
I'm retiring.
You're retiring.
That's what I'm announcing from ever being management ever.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. You and me both. So,
yeah. Did that. I'm just happy coasting as a player,
No. Before we move on here, just want to remind you guys, if you aren't already following 6HL here on Twitch, make sure that you hit that follow button. Give us a follow. Give us a subscribe. We always appreciate it. We love every time you're out here, and we do this all for each and every one of you guys because we love the 6HL community and anybody else who comes in to watch. If you're here and you're just watching, you're flicking by and like, hey, what the hell is this? This is what it is. And through the season,
this is what it's
all
about.
Play-by-play commentary. Why? Because hockey
Banta,
is awesome.
too.
And Banta. I do lots of Banta and Bantha. Yeah. Always have great guests. And will we be... Here's a question, Dano, that we haven't even got to. Are we bringing back the Chalk Zone this season?
Oh, we're not just bringing the Chalk Zone. We're bringing the whole band.
The band's getting back together?
The band is getting back together.
Let's go! The Chalk Zone's going to be live for season 15. So I'm going to be definitely
4 days a week. It's going to be live, nonstop. Party after party after party.
Yes, nonstop parties, bringing everybody in. Just remember to be nice in the chalk zone.
Yeah, be nice and respectful.
Exactly. As we move on to our next team, it is the Winnipeg Jets, and I should have asked prior because I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce this guy's name. I believe it's Hele. L37.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. So me personally, I don't know too much about this guy myself. I know he's been a member since season 11. He is a forward season 14. Between Florida and LA, he only got in 7 games, had 4 goals and 5 assists for 9 points in that time. Now, looking at the EASHL stats tells a very different story. So far through 68 games, he has 122 goals, 98 assists, and a plus 49. Now, again, right, sample size, right? Is he playing a lot of threes? Is it, is that all sixes? How much, what's the difference between the two? But yes, Hele L37L will be the owner for the season 15 Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah, I do not know much on this guy, but I hope you come out and excite us. I hope you come out and blow the competition out of the water. Show us what you can do, because you obviously got selected for a reason. So show us what you can do.
Obviously, I don't know. Again, I don't know an awful lot. I'm assuming that there's previous management experience. Should be a lot of fun, right? Sometimes those new faces, like him and LeBig, right? This could be just the kind of mix-up that we need, right? Somebody made a comment in earlier on. It's only going to be 12 teams. Yeah, it's only going to be 12 teams, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Some of these owners that we got. I'll tell you that now. So again, Hele, L37L, congratulations, season 15 owner of the Winnipeg Jets. As we move on, the owner of the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, Jarmo, 24. So Jarmo, I know, is a winger and has been around since only season 13. I know I've played with the guy a bunch of times. Good guy, fun guy to play with. Through season 14, he had 13 points in 11 games with Colorado. So obviously didn't get a lot of time. That Colorado team was pretty good, though. Stepping into the ownership role will be interesting to see what the management team looks like over here. But again, I think a pretty solid pick, a great guy, and I think a guy that a lot of guys will be looking forward to playing with.
Yeah, and Chuck, I don't know if you're aware of this. This is some insider info, but he has a brother in the same division.
Really?
Can you guess who it is?
Well, we haven't gotten there yet, so maybe you shouldn't say anything.
All right.
Dude, that's almost twice.
I know, dude. I'm blowing the. I'm just. Who cares? We already know who it is.
And, dude, if you keep this up, we're not gonna let you on the streams anymore. Okay? Shh.
Someone let me off the leash too early.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh man. So yeah. So like I said, Jarmo, who's only been around since season 13. The EASHL stats, again, as a winger, has through 126 games, 125 goals, 126 assists, minus 98 again. Right? Who are you playing with? Again, right? Those sample sizes are hard to take. Looking at what he did last season, obviously a good player, so it'll be interesting to see again, right, the type of management team that he builds around him and what they're capable of doing going forward.
Yeah, and he's kind of let's one last note here. He had a couple flashes during the tournament. He didn't have the best outcome, so he's hopefully he's trying to bounce back from that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how this goes. We will see how this goes. So again, congratulations to your season 15 owner of the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, Jarmo, 24, the brother of another guy. That's what we'll call him.
A brother of another brother.
The brother of another guy. As we move on.
Just name dropping left and right.
Now this is one that I have been very excited to get to myself. Again, I don't want to play favorites, but when you're in the community and you know. So it is interesting to see this guy stepping into an ownership position and not management for JT, as you had brought up earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate the owner of your Season 15 Edmonton Oilers, Angelic Lama.
Dude, terrific guy. I met him back in Season 9 when I was, doing my management phase. Just an amazing guy. This is one of the guys that you want to play for. He's got great management experience. That cup run in Season 11 was just amazing to see. I expect big things from him. I think his stats, speak for itself. Just great guy to be in the locker room with.
Oh, 100%. Angelic Lama, like he can play pretty well any position, but he is known first and foremost as a defender. Right? He has been a long-time member in the 6AHL. It was like I brought up with Clemsy, though, right? Where he's just such a skilled player with great hockey IQ. What was it? Season 14, he had in 22 games played, he had 6 goals, 26 assists, 32 points, and a +18. What he's doing on the defensive side of the puck, again, one of those guys you hate to play against, right? Because he's not giving you a lot of opportunities. You got to work super, super hard to get anything on this guy. You got to wake up extra early if you want to get by him. This is an absolutely fantastic pick.
Yeah, I expect great things. It's kind of weird to see him in the West, but
yeah,
and underneath a new team, the Oilers. I believe they won a ship back in, I think, Season 8. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Wow.
So we haven't really seen them since Season 8, so maybe he can bring home another cup.
Yorkle in the chat says he's very hot too. So ladies, if there are any ladies watching, Angelic Lama, apparently he's hot. That's according to Yorkle. I'm just passing on the information that I am being given as we go along. Yeah. So again, like I said, I think this is a phenomenal pick. This is one that this is probably the team I'm going to be one of the 3 teams I'm going to be watching in the West. Really excited to see what they do. And I think one of the other aspects is going to be what's the management team that Lama's going to have, right? This could be a whole lot of fun over in the West. No, go ahead.
They're gonna be. I'm not too sure what their management's gonna be with JT gone, but I'm sure he's got some people up his sleeve. I wouldn't doubt that.
I know JT's watching, and JT, if you want to come back, I got a big hug for you, buddy. Miss you.
Yeah, Chalk is the biggest hug, and we have fruit punch and cookies too.
There you go. Fruit punch, cookies, and hugs. I give pretty good cuddles, apparently. I've been told I give pretty good cuddles. Anyway, if that's something that you're interested in, we'd love to have you back over here, buddy. As we move on to the next one.
Combo.
You know what? I'm going to let you do this one since you almost gave it away anyway.
All right, guys. Yinzer 95 is going to be the owner of Seattle. What can I say here, Chalk? He's the brother of Yarmo, who I almost gave away, but I think everyone knew that. No, but in all seriousness, Yinzer is another guy that you don't want to doubt. He's been a part of numerous playoff caliber teams. I believe he won a ship back in season 4 or 5 with Minnesota. I'm not too sure. It's been a long time. He's had a few spurts here and there. I know he had a big push last season.
Yes.
Didn't quite finish it out. So I'm sure he's going to come back with a vengeance. But he's another guy that has great numbers and can build a team that can compete. And I expect a lot of big things from this team.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see him break the curse in Seattle.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, this is the one that I was talking about, right? Like, everybody talks about the Seattle curse. Interesting to see somebody take it. If anybody's going to take it to break it, it's going to be Inzer. This returning owner, as well as a defender, long-time 6HL member. In season 14 for Colorado, through 25 games, he only had 2 goals and 19 assists for 21 points, but a plus 33. It's what he does on the defensive side of the puck that matters. It's going to be interesting to see. Again, this is another one that is going to be interesting to see the management team. You kind of know who it's likely going to be based on who's still hanging around. In terms of who the management group will be for Yinzer over here in Seattle. But yeah, again, a great pick. Great to see a returning owner. Yinzer, great guy. Had fun interviewing him back in season, season 13. And looking at the EASHL stats right now, like through 85 games, he's got 31 goals, 92 assists, and a plus 3. I think he's enjoying 24, and I think you're right. With what was expected of Colorado and then the second round exit, I think he's definitely going to be looking for the big push this season.
No, they went all the way to the finals. They got knocked out.
Was it the finals? I thought it was. Oh, that's right.
That was the finals.
You're right. I'm thinking Colorado. My bad. I apologize.
You know what was more impressive? Kind of remember this. The season before that, he owned Boston and they didn't make the playoffs. So the fact that he came back season 14, made it all the way to the finals, this is one guy you don't want to mess with, man. He could freaking turn things around just like that.
Absolutely. And it is going to be weird, right? Like, yes, last season was Colorado, but the seasons before, it was the Bruins in season 13. But for many seasons before that, it was the Pittsburgh Penguins. So interesting not seeing him try to go back to Pittsburgh. But, sometimes a change of scenery is what he needs, or is what anyone could possibly need. So it's going to be interesting to watch the Seattle Kraken. Again, this is another one of those, the 3 teams that I'm definitely going to be watching over in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I'm excited. Just excited for everyone. Excited to how this season is going to play out. I expect great things this season. How about you, Chalk?
Oh, 100%. 100% expecting huge things from Yinzer and the Seattle Kraken. So, ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate Yinzer, the owner of your season 15 Seattle Kraken. And finally, last but not least, the Vegas Golden Knights and your owner, Serial Sniper 16. Now, this guy has been a member since season 10. Mostly, he does play wing, but is mostly known for his goalie stats in season 14 through 22 games. He had 12 wins, 9 losses, 1 overtime loss, a .772 save percentage, and a 3.5 goals against.
Yeah, there's really not much to say about him. I think his stats speak for himself. He's a very talented goaltender, and he's been I think he's gonna be one of those teams where you're not too sure, but I think it's gonna be on the upside. He's gonna just blow up the whole West.
Yeah, again, right, more fresh blood in the West. Will definitely be interesting to see what the management group looks like for them. His winger stats on the EASHL through 53 games, he has 51 goals, 62 assists, minus 13. Again, right, they're solid numbers. again, small sample size. Are you playing threes? Are you playing sixes? But definitely showing some progress there. So as an owner, you can basically switch into any position that you have to. There's that ability there. Those kind of guys are the guys that you definitely want. And to have. That can basically step into any role at any point. Again, with a solid management team, I think Serial Sniper, can do some damage in the West.
Yeah, no doubt. I played with him. I know what he's capable of. So again, I expect good things out of him in the Knights. I don't doubt that.
Yeah, it's good to see Vegas back. Go Vegas. Gold Vegas.
With new management too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Vegas back, new management.
A lot of new faces this season. You don't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
All you can do is hope for big things.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah, before we went live, we were having that conversation, and like I said, right, it's wild. You only have 3 returning owners for this season. Definitely something to be said about the names that we don't have on this list. But they'll be back at some point. Season 16. Season 16, boys. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is your class. And good luck to all the owners. Season 15, the 6HL. Again, solid groups all the way around the board here. It's going to be quite interesting to see where things end up, right? Again, when you only have the 12 teams, a lot of new owners, right? It really shakes things up, right? You don't know what to expect.
Yeah, no doubt. Kind of go to answer Frisch's question. Do I still stand by East winning it all? Yes, I do, Frisch. No, I'm kidding. I said that because media team's been kind of quiet. I wanted to light a fire. I want people to know that we're coming back strong. Okay, a lot of hot takes. Okay,
that'll be blowing up the chat. Yeah, dude, that's a super hot take. Super hot.
It's a hot take and a half. I'm aware of that, but
haven't even made it to the draft, and you're like, yeah, you just taking it all, baby. Just don't even bother. Just throw a tournament between those 6.
Don't even show the West.
Oh my god. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Again, Buffalo and Panda. That's one that I'm definitely going to be interested in seeing again. LeBig, another new face. Snomin, again, a guy that a lot of folks are going to want to play with. Black and Warcage returning. You kind of know where that management team is going to go and just how good they can be. Fabry, great guy. In Pittsburgh, and Clemsy, in Washington. Definitely some big names in the East. I'll give you that.
You know what I just noticed? Is it 2 or 3 of the returning owners are in the West?
2 of the 3 are in the West. Yeah, the only returning.
And you could kind of say Llama is kind of returning because he's owned and he's managed for multiple seasons, so he's kind of returning, but he's branched off on his own.
Yeah, well, the management experience definitely means a lot, right? Owning is a completely different ball game. Don't get me wrong. I think that's definitely one of the teams I'm going to be watching out for. That I'm going to be paying attention to over the next week or so as the management teams start getting announced. To see what the group looks like over there. And then, hopefully me, you, Busta, maybe even Brady can all sit down, have a little round table and talk about it once we have the management groups before the draft, right? And actually, hash out what we think from there based on the management teams. But, I'm not going to make any early predictions.
I would be down. I'd be down to do a little powwow once we have all the groups of management selected, get on here and just kind of round table it. bring in people to see what they think, kind of just hash it out. A lot of banter. It'll be a great time.
A lot of banter. Little banter for your boys.
Just some classic banter out here.
Just some classic banter. Hold on, guys. I gotta go grab my khakis from my khakis. Left my car in the Harvard yard. But, oh, man. Only seen like 4 of the owners. Hot take. Lama versus Clemsy finals. Oh, my. Frisch. Frisch is...
Damn, Frisch already hot taking. Hey, Frisch is on my side. He's like, yo, we hot taking it. I'm joining in.
All right. Well, there you have it from the man himself, Frisch, saying Lama Clemsy final. Oh my God, that defensive final.
Hey,
oh, yeah.
I'm not saying, but it's not far fetched. I could see it happen.
100%.
I could see it happen.
Yeah, exactly. And like Red Wing just hit on the head, right? They're 2 great drafting teams. Guys who know, again, right? For the guys who know the community, it's always that little bit easier. Where, like I said, where I do see that little bit of struggle before a guy like LeBig, right, is, not fully knowing the community, right? He's obviously going to need some help. So it's going to, I think for him, the key is going to be that management group.
Yeah, no doubt. He's definitely going to want to do his homework, and he's definitely going to want to put the time in to scout. Especially if you don't know the community very well. Yeah. There are people that you can find in the pipeline. Like, scouting, is not just like, scouting. It's like, it doesn't have to be a dreadful thing. You can find new people, just out of the pipeline, nobody knows about. He could be a great pickup for you. So, I definitely would, use all the advantages that are provided by the league.
Of course.
Don't procrastinate. Get out there and scout. It's actually a very positive thing.
100%. I agree. And the more you play with the community, the more you get to know guys. Talking with guys, you'll get an idea of of some of the other guys in the league. I'll definitely be trying to help out Big where I can. Obviously being a PlayStation buddy, I gotta look out. Look out for the old PlayStation boys. And yeah.
Any new owners, if you have any questions, you need some advice, your go-to guy will be Frisch Mania.
Yeah. Ask Frisch.
DM him 4 a.m. Blow his DMs up. That's the guy you want.
Blow his up. His
DMs.
His DMs. I'm blowing up your DMs. All right. Oh, guys, this hashtag Ask Frisch. Oh my God, could we please get that going in the chat?
I hear Frisch going first overall.
Frisch.
I hear Frisch going first overall. That's
Yeah, you know what, guys? Make sure that you give us a like and a follow over on Twitter, or now I guess it's X instead of Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter, man. I'm not gonna call it X.
Dude, it's Twitter.
X is stupid. What? It's still Twitter. Like, come on, Elon.
X. What's X?
Figure it out. X. Ooh,
come on, Elon.
It's X. It's X. But no, yeah. Give us a follow on the 6HL Twitter over there, and do me a favor. I want to see some hashtag Ask Frisch. Hashtag Ask Frisch. Let's try and get that Goku in the chat. Sup, Chalkboard. Thank you very much. First time chat from him. Really appreciate that. Make sure that you give us a follow there, Goku. Good to see you. The Corliss. Like it. I like it. We need TJ to ask Frisch during the live. You know what? Yeah. Frisch, what do you say? You could be one of my panelists during the draft. How about that? I know you're in the chat, so maybe we'll get an answer for him before we shut this sucker down. But yeah, I think he'd be a great guy to have on the panel on draft night.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, little Frisch mania in the draft room, in the not in the war room, obviously, because that's where you guys are going to be doing all your fancy behind the scenes paperwork, making things poof and appear on my screen. I love it. I love the work you guys do back there.
Who's this?
You You guys that are
Oh, I
working.
kind of zoned out.
Oh my God! You see that he doesn't even pay attention to me, ladies and gentlemen. Like it hurts. It hurts.
Hey, I've been working on a lot of new graphics in the off season. I'm excited to showcase them this season. I hope everyone enjoys them. I worked really hard on them.
Really hard, extra hard,
Really hard.
super hard,
Super
duper hard, right?
duper.
Duper hard.
Yeah, a lot of late nights.
Before we go, have you watched the new movie on Netflix, Old Dads? The new
No, but
movie?
I've heard great things about it. I've been meaning to watch it.
Oh my God! If there's any of you that have not watched it yet, please do. It is absolutely hilarious. Bill Burr at some of his best. Just an absolutely phenomenal movie. That one was an awful lot of fun. So we'll be like, oh, guys are talking about Viz in the chat now. Yeah, everybody loves Viz. It's too bad he doesn't come back to playing. Because he hasn't played since like
Also,
2016.
He's retired, you know? He's retired.
He's retired.
He's retired.
He retired from the game of hockey. He said that he didn't like
He
dancing
retired
around the
like
puck
5,
anymore.
6 years ago.
Yeah. Back in 16. Way back in 16, he decided he wanted to stop playing the hockey. Well, guys.
Back in my day,
Yeah,
we didn't have any of these fancy deeks.
Yeah, we had to skate uphill both ways. Well, guys, this has been absolutely fantastic. I want to thank you all very, 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 very much for watching. We appreciate all of you hanging out with us. Daniel, did you have fun?
Oh, I had a blast, Chalk. How about you?
Oh, dude, it feels good to be back in the driver's seat. I'm right here, baby. I'm right here. I'm back in control of the big rig, and I'm ready to go. Season 15, getting off to one hell of a start here with the owner review. Thank you all to all of you in the chat who've been going off all night. Really appreciate each and every one of you, and you guys piping up and letting me know when I make a mistake, because you know what? I'm only human, and I make mistakes. Sometimes I get my stats wrong, and I mix up season 13 and season 14 and season 12 and 11 and all that stuff. But you know what? That doesn't matter, because now it's season 15 and we are ready to go. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. We appreciate each and every one of you. Can't wait to see what happens throughout the rest of season 15. Make sure that you join us on June the 29th June the 29th. Oh boy. On October the 29th. For the draft lottery, unless that date changes. Who knows? Maybe I have my information wrong on that, but make sure that you're there to join us. We'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on in the meantime. Thank you very much for watching. On behalf of myself, my guest, Dano, say bye, Dano.
Oh, I've been meaning to tell you, you need to turn your mic up. Somebody told me that like 30 minutes ago. Kind of dropped the ball.
And you're just telling me now.
Yeah. Aren't this such a great co-host?
Thanks, Dano. Appreciate it.
But on that note, guys, thank you for coming out. And, you know, I just want to say I'm glad Chalk's back. You know, everyone make sure show him some love. I'm glad he's back, and expect great things from media team this season. So thank you for showing up. And you weren't wrong. October 29th is the draft lottery.
Yeah,
so stay tuned.
Yeah, so make sure that you give us a follow so you get all those notifications. We'll be live on October the 29th for the draft lottery. Until then, I'm your host, TJchalkboard, coming to you live from the basement of the Legion of Doom headquarters. We love you all very, very much, and we'll see you next time.
Want more 6HL? Give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. As well, you can join us every time we go live for one of our streams on the official 6HL Twitch channel.